We should take that thing.
Let's take the Tabasco away, yeah. So, Mom and Dad, I was born 40 years ago. Today.
I don't remember anything. I was asleep.
So you went to a wedding the day before my birthday?
No, I went to a wedding like within the week before, and my feet were so swollen I couldn't put shoes on.
But then on the day of your birth, she went and had tamales for breakfast.
What, tamales?
But the night before, I had to be in the hospital the night before to be prepped for surgery.
Right.
So
it was scheduled, right? My
yeah,
cesarean.
it was scheduled. And I went to the end of year faculty party and had a drink and then luncheon, and then I went on down to the hospital
The night before.
the night before. It was in Prosser, the hospital. I was the only one there. There was one other lady there, and she completely freaked me out. I was just scared.
Because she was telling you horror stories or
No,
something?
they took her in to have a baby, and the baby didn't make it. And I was just scared to death. So anyhow, I have cheerful memories of your birth.
So where were you, Dad? So she had to go into the hospital the night before. You must have driven her there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I drove back the next day and sat around. And
So this is major surgery then. So
Yeah, well, yeah, you were born like at 9 in the morning or something. I don't remember exactly, but about 9 in the morning, and I remember waking up in the recovery room out of the anesthetic,
So they knocked you completely out.
completely out because I wouldn't let them do a spinal.
Oh, okay.
So
they timed it, too. Like, for instance, they had her up there and until they were ready to snip, then they shot her with the stuff, but
yeah,
at the same time, you know.
there's I almost could feel his hands and the scalpel go down on my stomach at the same time I went out because they didn't want
Yeah.
the anesthetic to get to you. So they wanted you out very fast.
And they
Really? Oh my gosh.
And then of course I was in the waiting room with several people.
Your father, your mother?
I was in kind of a daze.
Well, my
you know.
mother,
I
my mother was around someplace.
Wasn't she there?
Yeah,
and
my
my
mother
mother
was.
was too.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Seems like there were several other people.
Yeah, there were several people. But anyway,
They were all out in the waiting room.
we got to see you wheeled by, red hair and all.
I didn't have red hair.
Had blonde
I
hair.
had blonde hair.
Okay, so that I don't remember anything until I was back in my room, and then they brought you in for me to hold. And I put you down on the bed, and the lady, the nurse that brought you in said, now, every mother does the same thing. I had to unwrap you completely so I could see you had all your toes and your fingers and your arms and eyes and, So I did that. And then it seems to me that the first person to visit me was Rich Miller.
Really, Rich Miller, your boss.
Yeah.
I saw he and Joni last week.
Well, they were at the Retired Teachers Association convention.
Yeah. Margaret Rayburn died, and he was over there for that too. But anyway.
I didn't know that she was gone.
Last week. Anyway, so.
He was the first person to visit you in the recovery room?
Yeah. No, and I think he was. Well, I mean, grandparents came in, and your dad, and then grandparents and all that. But the first person, the non-family, I think, was Rich.
Oh, okay.
But I could be wrong. It's been 40 years. I'm old. What do you want?
So how long did they keep us in the hospital?
Very long.
Not very long at all. A night, maybe 2 nights. It wasn't much.
Really?
And then the trick was too that they said that you slept through the night while you were still in the hospital. And we decided that sounded good to us. We'll just keep it that way.
But you got me off sync somehow, right?
Well, what happened was later on, you were taking so much milk that you got anemic almost, and so the doctor said to put you on a little bit of solid foods. Only I didn't know what that meant, so I had to call him back and ask him. You know, does it mean hamburgers, hot dogs, what does it mean? So finally, we put you on solid foods, which made you sleep longer, but then you started sleeping longer in the afternoon and keeping us up half the night. So I called the doctor back and I said, you know, what do I do? And he said, wake her up. Make the child live with you. Okay. Okay.
I had to teach her how to fold a diaper.
Oh yeah, I had none of those. I had none of those skills.
None of those skills.
Mm-mm.
And we both were cloth diapers, not
You did.
You did.
not
right?
disposables or
Okay,
anything.
that's right. Mrs. Daniel. Well,
Missing.
missing Daniel. She didn't come along till later though.
Yeah.
Mandy was there by that time too, I think. But yeah, you all had cloth diapers.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to learn how to set that whole thing up. And,
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't get around very well. So
Because
Mrs. Daniels came. Didn't she come early with
Ellie, yeah, maybe she did.
Ellie?
Because
She
what did the
Yeah, she did.
the interview?
Um,
You were trying to give me a bath, and you nearly
Yeah, I
drowned me.
was trying to give you a bath, and she pushed me out of the way and told me I was going to drown you.
Saved your life.
Saved your
The
life.
thing that happened with Mrs. Daniels that was neat is that, you know, she was willing to come and work at my house. And it got so that to a point where your mother and I were working, and we'd be leaving from the front door when she comes into the house. You were still in bed. No, you didn't have to get up
Mm-hmm.
and transported to some other place.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked out really slick, and then of course Mandy came along, and Joel was added to the picture somehow or another.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I do
For a
remember.
little while,
For a little
yeah.
while, yeah.
But she was really good. She held court in our house, and of course, you know, she always had, "You must do this, have this, I need this," you know.
Well, didn't
stuff
she?
like that.
One of the things she said during the interview was that I will always come to the front door. And
Mhm. Two things. I won't come to the back door, and you won't call me by my first name. So, okay, fine.
It's
can do
because she
that.
was African American, and
No, it meant something to
Well, she
her.
was older. It wouldn't be in her nature to call her by her first name. I
Yeah.
don't think.
Mm-mm.
mm-hmm.
But that was a condition of employment.
Right.
But she had, in our basis, she had a bunch of children through the schools, and we had seen what she was producing,
Mm-hmm.
and so had confidence, you know, in her ability to
Absolutely, and
make
for
sure that we got everything right.
Mm-hmm.
and for her son Bobby gave me a baby shower
Oh yeah.
at school, and that's how I found out she was interested in maybe babysitting, because he told me that.
Mm-hmm.
So then she came over to the house to interview.
Mm-hmm.
That was that.
Someone's trying to get a hold of you there.
Excuse me. Hello, Levertons.
Hi, baby. That's my Quentin.
I just got you.